Oh, I gotta do the Ninja Turtle socks. It's real important. Otherwise, I'm not a real streamer. It's my streamer outfit. Ninja Turtle socks. Let me tweet this. Okay. Did we do everything? Oh, I should retweet. Done. Let's see. I think we're going to be helping out a few different people today. If they show up, I know that some people out there need some help with the camera. All monitors. Sorry, I'm abusing you. Just, I don't have the space that I wish I had. Just don't have it. Just do not have it. Okay, well let's just, we'll not do that. We'll do this, it's fine. This is fine. What? I think my yeah, my chat is wrong. Hold on. Hi tacos. Happy Xmas Eve, Christmas Eve. Boy. Stream Elements doesn't like it when I switch accounts, does it? Yeah, this is my channel. Stream Elements, please. I'm not on my channel. Oh, I haven't dealt with this yet. Still my chat. Dang it. How do I switch accounts here? I guess I won't use the Stream Elements chat. We'll just do this chat. Weird. Okay, so I've got chat and chat now. Let's close this chat. And let's dock activity feed. you'd think Stream Elements would be like smart enough to know when you switch profiles. I gotta message them about that and see what that's about. I'm updating the Mister, so you guys gotta wait on the super attract mode. Yeah, you would think Stream Elements. Is this an awkward camera angle? I'm trying to get set up so that I can do 2 different streams, and we're gonna have to live with this, I guess. Trying to get set up so I can do my channel and the IQ stuff, and so everything kind of shifted around and changed. There's a reflection of smudge or light. Okay, so which light is doing it? Or is it still a smudge? Nope, it's still there. It's definitely a light reflection. It's this light. There we go. It's better. Hope everybody's doing well. Tacos, did you need any help with anything? Is your stream okay? Your stuff's working? Giving away my secret effects. Okay. Hope everybody is having a good holiday season. Welcome back to the Infinite Quality stream. This stream is, I'm just here to help people fix their streams, troubleshoot issues, even discuss like kind of podcast-like topics about streaming, and hang out, catch up with the IQ community. It's Christmas Eve, so who knows? People are probably busy. I still wanted to do this at least for an hour or two. I started streaming this week on my channel, so I was trying to fit like as much into this week as possible for just to see how I feel at the end of the week, if it flares up my symptoms, if I feel any worse. So we'll see how it goes. I think I'll be okay for the most part. Just gotta remember to drink my water. Hope everybody is doing well. And yeah, today we're gonna be talking about a bunch of different stuff that's been on my mind for streaming in general. I got some tech I can share with you guys about things that I've been playing with. I wanted to expand my soundboard, so I bought some equipment to try and make that work. Let's see. What else? Anything else? Some good information coming out about streamer growth. There's a lot of streams on there's a lot of conflicting information between, if you look on YouTube, but I think it's all good information in the sense that we need to like, you want to consider everything. You want to consider your options. You want to consider your goals with different social media platforms. So yeah. Let's see. I'm waiting on Oberlinks, and no, he needs help with his camera. He'll be showing up at some point here, and I guess we'll hit on our first topic for today. So I've got like stuff that I want to talk about for when people aren't needing tech support and help. And last week we chatted a bit about branding. I'm going to be making a video on branding, like dealing with the overall like importance, well, how to make a branding board for your channel. I think every streamer needs to know how to do that. So I'm going to be making a video for the IQ YouTube channel showing exactly how you should approach making a branding board so that you can get past some of the creative hurdles that I think there's a lot of traps for making branding work. If you don't have a set branding board, like what you know you're going to go with, it can be hard to work with artists. Your stuff can just end up all over the place, especially if you're hiring people on Fiverr. So I used to offer the branding like a session as a fee, like a paid service. Hey, Fresh, to my. I did it with all my clients, and I would include it if people commissioned me for certain levels. But my commissions are closed. I'm not doing any of that stuff anymore. I'm just going to be focusing on other projects, my own stream. So I'm going to just make a branding video. I already have a workshop that I did like a couple of years ago, and it's an hour long. It's kind of hard to follow because it was a live stream. So I'm going to make a video that's more succinct and will help you get your branding, your colors and your fonts organized and ready to go for all other creative endeavors on your stream, on your channel, so you don't end up in pitfalls where you're playing with branding discovery rather than creative execution of elements on your stream. So for instance, if you go to make a new alert with a branding board, there's no thinking about colors and fonts. You get to actually spend more time making sure the colors and fonts you've already chosen for your branding work, the right size, the right shadows, strokes, executing a font rather than picking a font, then playing with shadows. And if you don't have a branding board, you may go for one font and then you find another font and then you play with that one and then you go back and you change the font again, and now all your settings don't look right on the new font, and maybe the old font's better, and you get caught up in these like, just make the damn alert. You don't want to be playing with fonts and colors. You want to be playing with executing the joke, creating meaning in the alert, in the experience of your stream. It's better just to like pick your fonts, pick your colors, put the time in necessary in a session. Do yourself a favor, get good fonts, make sure everything looks good, works together, get good colors, but then just start making alerts. This is the reason you also want a business plan. You get a good business plan going, and you can execute. You can figure out ideas to make the business plan work. What do you need? What would be smart? What would be good decisions to try to make that business plan work? If you don't have a business plan, then you're going to end up just trying all kinds of things and changing your mind, and your goalposts are shifting around. Set your mind to a task. It's very valuable to have clear goals and make those goals difficult. A lot of people will try to set their goals, their expectations of their goals too low, way too low, and then they end up not working very hard. If you set a goal that is almost impossible, then if you get halfway there, how far did you actually get? That's pretty far, right? So make your goals, dream big, chase your dreams, go for it. Go for it. So yeah, happy holidays, everyone. I hope 괜찮아? Everyone's doing well. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about the community, if you're not in IQ and you want to know anything about IQ in general, feel free to ask. If you want to know, if you have a question about something you're struggling with on your stream, let me know. I've been considering making this channel affiliate. People have been encouraging me to turn an affiliate on for this channel. If we do that, then 100% of the funds that we get on this channel will go into investments into the community, website, paying artists, our community artists, enhancing what we have, covering fees, expanding what we do as a community. So if you're interested in supporting right now, that kind of stuff, and I know many of you do, thank you. We've got some really good support at this point. It's actually outstanding. So you can go to the InfiniteQuality.live website. There's a support page. Click on support. And there's also a button straight there in the panel. So you can just click on the support panel. Support on Patreon. You can tip if you want to tip. There's not going to be an alert, at least not yet. Not right now. You know, this is just an opportunity. I just wanted to create ways for you guys to be able to give to IQ if you want to support. Patreon is the best way to support directly. It's much more manageable for a business like this to have a budget. And as that grows, we can invest in things that have reoccurring payments. So it's more sustainable that way. Elrenthian the Wise. Is that? Did I say that right? Elrenthian the Wise. How's it going? I don't know. I think I've seen your name before, but I'm not able to recall. How do we know each other? Help me out here. I've seen your name. Is it Elrenthian? Elrenthian? Elrenthin. L. You're not an IQ member, I don't think. But you... Yeah, okay, alright. How did you find this? From my tweet or something? Sweet. Welcome. Meets... Yeah, you are all over the place. That's a lot. I knew I recognized your name, but I wanted to make sure there wasn't like a name change from somebody that I'm supposed to know from a different circumstance, like my previous years streaming on my channel, or if you are an IQ and you changed your name. A lot of people will change their name and then not update their Discord or the member profiles on the site, and so I have no idea. Like, who were you? Please, if you update your channel name, update your information on everything else, including the members site if you're an IQ member, so we know your channel. We can get to your channel still. We do click on your Twitch channel from the members site. You may not believe it, but we do. There's a lot of us that do. I know how active the member site is because I get emails when you guys reset your password. So I know you're logging back in. There's a massive amount of people that don't remember their password. You streamers and your passwords, man. Alright, I wanted to thank you for all your advice. Helped me a lot with saving money, trying to upgrade gear. Oh, you're a streamer. Are you an affiliate? Did you want to join IQ? I mean, you don't have to join the stream team. IQ is not a stream team. It has a stream team. but it's not a stream team. It is a community of affiliate streamers who want to improve their streaming, have a place to ask questions and answer questions, and have access to the other members for potential networking. So you don't actually have to join the team to be an IQ. That's optional. The team is just like if you want to be embedded on our website when you're streaming and you want to rep the IQ community. It's one way to help, but it's not necessary. It's the first and foremost. It's just you're not an affiliate yet. Yeah. Who we hacking tonight? Oh man, Donnie, welcome. We hacking somebody? IQ doesn't force exclusivity. True, we do not force any amount of exclusivity. In fact, if you try to join a community that wants your exclusive rights to your stream and your existence and everything that you do, that's a huge red flag. I would be careful about joining communities that want to tie you down to their exclusive community and or if you have pay to play, anything that requires points, like a game. If they're trying to gamify the community and be like, oh, you get points for watching people's streams, and then you use the points to get people to hang out in your stream. No, don't join those communities. Just lurk for lurk. But yeah, mostly, most affiliates don't even make $200 a month. So if you have the room in your budget for as a growing streamer to get about $200 a month in income, what you can do is also minimize the ways for people to give you income. So, and business expenses. So the other thing you can do is, since it's self-employment, it doesn't count as full income if you spend it on things. So if you make $2,000 in 1 month and you don't want to claim that as all income, you can expend it as a purchase. So buy a TV, buy like a really fucking nice TV. We can now cuss on this stream because a little bit. These are going on an unlisted playlist on YouTube. So I'm done with the Friday streams being all clean and casual and crazy. So, yeah, so there are ways to kind of work around the excess income. Just make sure you spend it on expenses for improving your self-employment. It depends on what country you're in as well. So you do need to look at all of that and try to figure out what's what you can do. Oh, you're in the U.S., then yeah, it should be fine. If you have somebody who you can speak to about this, that's what you would want to do. Like a manager, community manager, a worker, someone at Social Security offices. Try to make an appointment and be like, look, I want to be self-employed, but I'm only going to make like $200 max most months. And if I make more, I'd like to just business expense it. Will that work? Will I lose my benefits? Do your research, definitely. But that's true for anybody, even if you're not in some kind of like monthly income situation. You have to pay taxes on everything you make, all the money you make, Twitch, bits, everything. Taxes can be scary. I do my own taxes. I've been doing it for years. It can be a little bit confusing, and even if you do your taxes slightly wrong, you're not likely to get like in trouble for it. I'm not talking about like fudging numbers. I mean, like if you business expense an item in the wrong category, rather as a reoccurring expense that should have been a one-time expense, that stuff's less likely to like even cause an issue ever. Just as long as you're actually trying to like properly keep track of where your purchases go, and you are including that. Like there's things that you can make as a business asset, and then like it should have just been an expense. Taxes are a thing. They're kind of confusing, so they're kind of easy to mess up. But what you don't want to do is not try to expense and just forget that you spent money and or you made money and to not put it on your taxes. You don't want to avoid that. So taxes are crazy, right? There's other people who are on monthly benefits that have affiliate. So honestly, if you don't try to grow your stream, if you just stream, and you could turn off, you don't have to have tips. You could minimize the other areas of income. Don't do merch, or if you do merch, like make it $1 profit instead of like $5 to $10, and then you're not going to make very much. So yeah, well, you wouldn't just lose your income outright, instantly. You would be able to appeal if you did, and you could just like cancel affiliate if it ever really did become a problem. The money, you can just let it sit in the Twitch back end. You don't have to actually pull it out too. But if you make $200 a month as an affiliate, that's a lot for most affiliates. Most affiliates take a couple of months to get to $200 or a whole year. So but definitely talk to somebody about it. Talk to an expert about it. Try to make an appointment. So, but if that's also your situation, you can. What I suggest is, have you unlocked the affiliate application? So we do have an exemption for your circumstance as an IQ member. If you've unlocked the affiliate application but you can't apply for affiliate, you can apply for IQ. You just have to email us and tell us your situation as well. So as long as we're aware, and now I am, so you don't really have to do the email. So yeah, just unlock the application. Once you've unlocked it, you can say, hey, I unlocked the application. I just can't apply because of my circumstance. We do let people join IQ who are unofficially affiliates, basically. If you just have an issue where you're not allowed to be an affiliate because of your circumstances, we don't exempt people from joining IQ in that position, basically. So, does anybody have any questions about tech, microphones? And you could benefit from IQ. You don't even have to be a member. You could just come to the streams on Friday and get help here. This is open for everybody, not just IQ members. This is help that the IQ community is producing for streamers. So this is where we extend kind of our help in general. The podcast is similar. It's a public production that you can listen to and improve your stream and get better equipment. The YouTube videos, they're the same thing. You don't have to be an IQ member to benefit from the stuff that IQ produces. The membership is really there for those who want to kind of contribute to this kind of help as well as receive it. So it's I believe in like that kind of reciprocal, hi doc, relationship where if you take, you should give, and if you want the more immediate access to our more helpful people and the rest of the community, like Discord is like, hey, this is broken, and like within an hour you're gonna get responses and probably help, and maybe even faster than that. I think most people get help pretty quick. So that means you're around to help people when they need help, and they're around to help you when you need help. That's kind of what the Discord is. It's more that the community membership gives you that more direct access. Otherwise, you just check the YouTube channel and you check these streams and you come chat and you hang out and you listen to podcasts. You're going to get a lot out of just that. So I'm glad you like IQ streamers. I like IQ streamers too. So I'm an IQ streamer again for once. I started streaming on my channel this week. I returned to streaming. So it's all music so far. I'm going to be doing some special one-off streams on Saturdays here and there. Obviously not tomorrow because it's Christmas, but yeah, we've got a lot of good IQ streamers, and I'm very glad to be a part of that again. If you like music and music production, you like Jared and Feckless Man and me, you can hear some really old recordings that I'm working on to fix up, reproduce, get it all going. Thursdays I hang out and I play some of my original music, like as a live set. So if you guys are interested in hearing me serenade you with some beautiful acoustic music, I did my first one yesterday. There's a highlight of it on my channel if you guys want to see. I only made a few mistakes. I think it went really well, considering I haven't ever played a set like that of all of my songs in a row in front of a live audience. So feel good about it. I know where I can improve. I know what I can do to make it better. So yeah, if you guys like that kind of stuff, you want to hear me sing songs, play guitar, then stop by my channel Monday at 1 o'clock, Tuesday 1 o'clock, Thursday 1 o'clock. Wednesday I'm on the podcast, the IQ podcast, so you can catch me here with Eat Your Meats, Snazzy Bastard, and Highland Pickles, and other people once in a while. Probably about once a month we'll have a guest. And Fridays I'm here for a couple of hours to answer questions, talk about streaming, and just hang out, catch up with everybody. I'm really glad also to have you guys come in and tell us that this stuff is helpful. It's kind of a lot of the stuff that we started doing in the last few months is just kind of revving up now at this point. I get a lot of comments and questions on the YouTube videos that I'm making on the IQ channel from non-IQ members. So that those videos are reaching people and helping people. I've had a couple of videos where a lot of comments. People are very like, thank you so much. This is super, super helpful. A lot of comments like that, especially on the Q2U video. So, and the Discord screen sharing one, a lot of comments on that one, how it was helpful to people. So, yeah, this stuff's starting to come together. It's feeling good. I feel good about next year for all this stuff coming together. You can actually, if you have the Samsung Q2U, you can use the Q2U on most consoles. Not the Wii, not the Switch, not the Wii U. Actually, I don't know. It might work on the Switch. I have to try that. Because the Q2U is USB and it has the basic audio drivers that are just work everywhere. It will work on the PS4 and it will work on the Xbox. You just plug it in. Plug the USB in. It will work on your phone. The Q2U works on the cell phone. The monitoring does not work. The monitoring capacitor doesn't seem to be getting enough energy because it starts to work in the beginning and then it just kind of dies off. What I have is one of these. So this is a USB-C to, yeah, I'll break your brain a lot. USB-C dock. This dock has power pass-through, so I can charge the phone. Plug, and it's got two USB 3.0 ports, so plug the Q2U into here. It's got chargers, so we can charge the phone at the same time, and it's got HDMI out, so if you want. And this HDMI out is fantastic. My other USB-C to HDMI is like super low quality for my phone, but this is super crispy. So if you wanted to use your phone in some kind of weird twisted manner, you could do it with HDMI out, Samsung Q2U in. The headphones and the audio do work, so you could actually hear like your alerts if you're mobile streaming, and this is really crazy. So yeah, I tested this with the Q2U and my capture card and mobile stream setup. I have a video on how to set up alerts, custom alerts for stream elements on YouTube. If anybody wants to do any IRL streaming with their phone, you can set up a custom overlay, and they'll actually, if you change the orientation of your phone, the alerts will actually recenter themselves. It may break some of your effects if you get crazy, but it will work. Your alerts will be there. They do work. So yeah, Stream Elements mobile app is pretty good. It's only on Android right now, so if you have an iPhone, sorry, get an Android phone if you want to do IRL streaming with that app. So yeah, my issue is that when you're streaming on your phone, battery doesn't last long. So what you could do is plug in like an external battery and charge the phone and keep the phone kind of powered longer with a dock like that for mobile streaming. So if you're gonna get like a rig, you could get a USB-C extension, run the extension down to like your backpack with the dock, have the Q2U mounted to like whatever, like on the phone. I mean, it's kind of a big mic, but it does work. So if you want to do like, if you got like a shoulder mount camera, you could hold the microphone and know that you sound good and like do interviews and stuff with people. Like that would be great. You could grab the Q2U, just hold it, hand hold it, you know, and then you'd have to have a comfortable with the cable. You may want to like actually like use some kind of I don't know. Maybe we should get someone to 3D print like something that would like hold it on here very well. But use the Q2U right on your phone, and you could do like street interviews with the Q2U right to your phone. Sounds good. It works. You could have like a single earbud in, so you could hear alerts, things like that. There is a way. Yeah, so yeah, the Q2U is like the craziest piece of kit for $70. It's old too. It's not like a new mic. This has been available for, we've been able to do this for a long time. We just haven't. This light, no matter what I do, man. Anyway. I need even more diffusion on this light. Yeah, the Q2U is crazy, dude. I'm gonna do a whole video on that for IRL streamers at some point with that dock, so people know. So it's pretty crazy, but it does work on consoles. We should try it on the Switch. We totally could just plug it in and see what happens. I have a USB-C dock on my Switch. So I could plug it in and give it a test. I don't know, but there's no voice chat on the Switch, right? So it doesn't matter. Forget it. We don't need to try it on the Switch. What's the point? There's no point. But it does work on other consoles. I think it even works on the PS3. We could test that. That would be a good idea. But who's gonna use a mic on a PS3? Rock Band? I guess Rock Band. You know, I'm pretty sure it'll work on the PS3 because the mic mate, the MXL mic mate, which is a XLR to USB adapter. So you can plug an XLR microphone in and it's just USB out. It's basically what is built into the Q2U, right? That works on the PS3 because I used to use an SM58 for Rock Band. So I'm pretty sure it would work. I'm pretty certain. But yeah, how's everybody's streams going? Everybody doing well? Wow. I just need some powder or something. Jeez. How is it still too bright? Oh, wow. That's better, I guess. Wow. Yeah. One of the cool pieces of tech that I'm using right now, is this little guy. Can we see this okay? Hold on. Let me, Can we see this little guy? See this? So I wanted to expand my soundboard so that it had more audio inputs. So if I turn this knob right now, the music goes down. Okay? So this is 4 different inputs and then an output. I just have the output on max. I've got the channel like just below unity. And if we turn this one up, do we get Altered Beast? No, I don't know why we don't get Altered Beast. We get Altered Beast? Is there Altered Beast sound? There is. Oh, I know why we don't get Altered Beast. That's the stream computer knob. So if I turn this knob, that's why I labeled them and didn't even read it. You hear Altered Beast? Right? So, this is a little mixer. This is a little mixer. I wanted to be able to add more inputs, audio inputs to my soundboard because I've only got 4 fader channels and I've got 1 stereo aux return, and I wanted to open up the stereo aux return, which was occupied with this channel, which is just like an extra sound card on my computer, and then there's another channel on my soundboard here, which is why it's blacked out now. The label's wrong. So this channel is now open. So I have 2 channels open on my soundboard, and then this is feeding. It's just a little mixer to feed. You need headphone to RCA adapters or RCA to headphone. You just need adapters to make it work, basically. And you've got a little mixer. Right? It's pretty good. Pretty good. If I want to turn the whole channel down, I can just do it on the soundboard. And let's do it. Fader. If I want to bring in the last blade sounds, we've got it. Now we've got both. I love this thing. This thing was pretty inexpensive too. It's just a little passive mixer. So I got an open one on here, and I've got 2 open on my board now. And If I ever need to, I can plug straight into the board with one of these if I need like EQ or something. This actually helps my setup too, because the audio extractor on the Matrix, when it goes straight into the soundboard, it's so loud that even when the channel is muted and pulled all the way down, the neighboring channel picks up the audio from the Matrix, because the volume is super loud. On the Matrix, it becomes when I put it through here on this little mixer, this like step down converts the impedance to 1,000, and so the volume is much more reasonable on this, and I don't get any cross bleed between the channels. So this is actually helping my situation, and I'm really only ever going to be using, the way I kind of this set up right now is I'm only going to be using one of these at a time. So if I was using the Matrix, that would be because I'm streaming like a video game, right? And then I can EQ on the board the video game if I need to. So I'm not... and the other thing that I'm running this through this is the stream computer, for when I run the stream computer for alerts. And the alerts, if I need to EQ something, it's not going to like be the end of the world if that EQ is applied to the alerts. The alerts pretty much don't need any kind of EQ fixing. Pulling down the highs a little bit isn't going to kill the sound from the alerts. They're less important. It's like the least important. They need to sound good and accurate, but they're the least important part of like the mix. Like the music being too bassy or too much treble, that's a problem. The game sound being too bassy or too much treble, that's a problem. The alerts, if you produce them right in the first place, for me at least, because I can edit the alerts and make them have a nice even sound to begin with. Adding a tiny bit more EQ is not going to be the end of the world for me, so this is fine. And I can always move them back over if that's an issue. But this little mixer is like super inexpensive. If you have a very small soundboard, like Tacos, he has a pretty small, he's only got 2 stereo channels inputs on his board. He has another soundboard, a smaller one, that doesn't have USB or anything. So that one he could use as like a daisy chain. So he doesn't really need this. He could just use his other soundboard. But if having 2 small soundboards on your desk is it's going to take up too much space, this is incredible. This thing's tiny, and this will allow you to add 4 more sound sources to your setup. And this is a good way to fix the Matrix issue if you're getting crossover bleed. Now, most of the time it's okay, because most of you are not running sound through your Matrix unless you need, you're streaming a game, a console or something, right? So there's not going to be sound to bleed over. The reason it's an issue for me is because I run the Mister, and the sound, I can't mute it entirely. If I like made the board like super quiet, you'd hear like a very, very, very slight sound issue. Now you still need ground loop isolators on the input side of this. You don't need it for the output side, which is nice, but you do need it on the input side. I tried taking the ground loop isolators off and just using one on the output, and it didn't clean it up, and it actually made the bleed issue happen with this. So if you use ground loop isolators on the input side of your device for this, you're golden. You just need ground loop isolators for pretty much any kind of output before it hits the board. You can't, unfortunately, combine them all into one ground loop isolator with this. I was trying to do that, but it didn't work. I used 2 different kinds of ground loop isolators and it still didn't work. So you got to put them on the output side to clean it up early in the chain. Let me message Oberlinks and see if he's gonna join us here. And yeah, highly recommend soundboard for every streamer. Snazzy might be jumping on that soundboard train here in a minute. We had a pretty long meeting the other night about what budget and what to get. There's a lot of options, so do your research and make sure you pick a board that has the features that you really, really want. I have a list of soundboards. I may make a post on my website that's more public. I should. Yeah, I will. For next year, at least, I should make a YouTube video on the IQ channel. That would be more effective. Which soundboards and why? What's the difference between soundboards? Which ones to avoid? 100% get a Behringer. Don't waste your time thinking Yamaha is going to be better. Yamaha is better only if you're doing actual music in a live setting and you plan on doing some basic recording. It's great for that. Not so great for streamers. Very, very bad for streamers, actually. I bought a Yamaha earlier last year, and the issues with the Yamaha are horrible for streamers. Too many of its channels effectively do not operate the way you want. The compression does not operate the way that you want. The compression is not a typical compressor on the Yamaha boards. It's more like a limiter than a compressor, where it will only squash loud. It will not bring up quiet. So you don't get true compression. The Behringer compressors, these soundboards are worth just for the compressor that's built in. If you wanted a compressor this good on a regular interface, it would cost you more to buy a compressor than it would to buy this soundboard. The compression is perfect on these soundboards. So this is the board you want. Behringer is the board you want. You can get a small Behringer and sacrifice some features. Like right now I'm running speakers, right? So I can kind of hear the music in the background. And if somebody comes into voice with me, I'll have to, get rid of the speakers, but that's fine. But my microphone is not being sent to the speakers because this soundboard has a submix, which means I can have two separate outputs to assign each thing to. So my microphone is being assigned to the main output, which is the stream. The stream hears the main. And then I have a sub output, which goes to the speakers, and the microphone's not being sent there. If I push this sub button, we would get feedback, like from the mic and the speaker interacting. So you can't, if you want speakers on a soundboard, so you can send your music or your computer sound to speakers, you need a submix so you can remove the microphone, any microphones you have, from the mix to the speakers. So some smaller boards won't have a submix. Some of them do. Some of them will have an EQ, a master EQ. Some of them won't. Some of them will have an effects chain. Some of them won't. Some of them will have two aux outputs or one aux output or no aux outputs. So you need to really do kind of your research and figure it out. I do have a list of boards if you're an IQ member on a post. I'm going to move that to a YouTube video. I should make that a priority, actually. I'm doing a series of stream elements right now, so we'll see. But I'll be making a video if you're interested in buying a soundboard. I'm going to do a whole series on soundboards. I'm going to do which ones, differences, weaknesses, strengths. I'm going to do a series on setting up the soundboard. How the equipment all works together, like a HDMI matrix audio extractor situation for console, microphones, dialing in the compressor, setting up everything in Windows to work. I'm gonna be doing a whole series on soundboards, so hopefully Overlink shows up so I can help him with his camera. This camera, as fantastic as it is, has some weaknesses. So we'll be talking about that in a bit when Overlink shows up. I need to go grab more water. So you guys hang out for a bit, and I will be back. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat while I'm gone. I'll read them when I get back. Okay, that's fine. I forgot that was there. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, friends. Here we go. Okay, I don't know where Oberlinks is. I was gonna help him with his camera. That was kind of the plan. He seems to be preoccupied or doing something else, unfortunately. So, if anybody has any questions, if you're having any trouble with their stream, please feel free to ask. Now I've lost what my other topic was for today. I should have wrote it down, but I've been so busy this week. I've been so behind on everything. It's crazy. Let's see. Oh, next week's topic for the podcast is... Where is it? Priorities for improvement. Money and... how to think about approaching the hierarchy of making your stream better, quality, content, all that stuff. So we're going to be talking about how we approach the, what do I upgrade next kind of philosophy, and what's the most important things to look at. Because it's very easy to waste time with it's kind of like what I said with branding earlier. It's very easy to just get caught up trying to mess with things instead of focusing on getting something done. Like, it's very easy to spend hours and hours and hours on one alert, and how good of a time investment was that actually to you? Was that worth doing? Oh, nice cold water. I kind of miss the taste of regular water because I always have electrolytes in it, as well as oh yeah, this has to be this way for the camera. Oh, you're off. When did you shut off? Did you just shut off? Because I moved you? I don't know what keeps killing the signal. Or maybe let's check the chain. You're on. You're on. You're on. Yeah, hold on. Do we have any sound? Nothing. I don't know what it is. So, that's fun. We could take a look. Well, now it's back. Who knows? Maybe a core loaded it didn't like. Super attract mode on the Mister is not 100% great. It's good. I like it. It's good when it works, but when it doesn't, it's like, what? Okay. Well, it looks like we don't have overlinks today. So, but my favorite camera right now is this one. Let me set this to 4K and show you what happens. It might work fine just for this stream because I'm not doing anything crazy. Okay. So what's been happening for people with this camera is the frame rate on the camera will suddenly not be able to keep up. It'll plummet. And it'll drop frames. So it'll look good for most of the time. But then you'll get to you'll switch to your desktop. And see how the camera in this scene, the frame rate is not as consistent. So it's at 4K in OBS and it's at 4K in the software. So let me show you guys the software. Please don't freak out. Okay, so the software, if I set this to 1080, that'll make the camera drop in resolution from this side. So now in OBS, it's still dropping frames. You see how it's still kind of the frame rate is off. It's weird. Why is the frame rate off? So if we go in and set this to default device, it puts it on YUYV, which you can, I don't know if you could tell, but it's the darks and the brightness is kind of it's a little more washed out looking. So back to ARGB and get this nice rich color, right? But the frame rate is not good. What? And then I put it on match highest FPS and it's looking okay for the moment. So let's go to the desktop. And that's, maybe it's, so this is the experimenting that I've been meaning to do, because now the frame rate seems okay. So let's go from one scene to another. Here. Okay. But I think we're still at 1080. Here. Yeah, we are. So let's go back to 4K. There it is. Now it's starting to suffer again. So the way I've been working around this is, instead of using, I keep it at 4K in the original software. And we go into the camera settings, and instead of using, so this is the camera settings window. Instead of using, so you can see all my settings here, 4K in here, since we're downscaling it anyway, I'll set it to 1080. And that seems to help. That seems to be okay. But as soon as I add a game capture, it starts to struggle. So if we were to use, this is a capture card. This is not a display capture. If I go to display main, and I turn this off, so that's my main display. Let's go settings, capture card. All right, so this is capture card, and this is main display. Oh, I guess I need to, sorry, turn off the capture card. There we go. Oh, what happened to the chat? That was weird. How did it get up there? Let's lock that. So now you see it's struggling again because I'm doing display capture. So game capture, same thing. Frame rate starts to get wonky. So then I have to drop. Let me change the display. Let's put the capture card back on. So if I drop the settings in here back to 1080, you lose some crispiness and some sharpness in the camera. It's fine for this kind of scene where the camera's small anyway, but frame rate's good. So something about 4K and the 4K settings, it struggles. It struggles hard. I mean, I'm not even doing very much. I'm not even playing a game or anything. And I've got a 5900 processor. You would think that we're not looking at, you know, I'm only at 30%, and in OBS I'm using NVENC, but I'm also recording at the same time. So if you look at my processing, wow, task manager. Oh, hold on, you guys can't see this. Here we go. So, and you see how the camera is like dropping frames here. See? Like crazy. Just cam engine. So we need to see if we can fix this. We need to see what we can do to fix this. So let's go to details. Man, look at that. Struggle. Now if I turn off the display capture, that's the UVC. That's also the UVC. So I have two of those. I should get rid of this one. That one's bad. Yeah. So camera's fine when it's by itself. Turn off the display capture. So we've got the cam engine here. It doesn't have UAC virtualization. I'm going to try and force it. I may break my camera doing this stuff. I'll try to see if I can make sure all of this works. So I'm going to try it. Forcing UAC. Let's turn display main back on. How are we doing? Okay, so that seems like we got a little bit more smoothness. Let me pop this back to 4K. And okay, how are we doing so far? So capture card. Is it struggling? Just the camera scene. We want to see if we start seeing like, yeah, there it is. Frame drops. Look, see how it got hung up? I don't know what that's about, but it's not good. So this, if I put it on 4K, so now we're back in the OBS settings. Let me turn off the stinger and just do cut for now. So yeah, still having problems. So we can kind of emulate that the problems are there by leaving the display main on. So yeah, you can see my frame rate is it's not able to keep up with the frame rate at 4K in OBS here. If I pop this to YUY2, it's dropping less frames, but it's still struggling. Do you see that? So let's put it on 720. Smooth. That's really smooth and nice. It's good. Put it on 1080. Smooth. For the most part. I'm going to put it on 48, since that's what I'm streaming at. So the frame rate might be having something to do with this. Like putting the frame rate too high might have something to do with this. I'm going to put it back on ARGB. This is the real pushes the system pretty hard. So 1080, 48, ARGB. So far, that's looking pretty good. Keeping the smoothness. Let's put the capture card or the camera on 4K, it won't do 48. But it does say 48 in here, and it's not dropping. Okay, let's check the desktop with the desktop capture. Wow. What? Why does that work? Why does that fix it? So highest FPS maybe actually trying to push the camera too hard? Is it dropping? I don't think it's dropping frames anymore. Let's turn the virtualization off. Yeah, that's not doing anything anyway. I want to try giving it a core. I don't know about that. Let's just make the priority like high priority. Are we dropping frames? If it's happening, it's very rare. So what happens if we set the camera to 30? Because 4K should only be able to produce 30 anyway. So let's put it on. This is 30. Force it to 30. Why? 48 seems to be fine. But then we start doing this. Maybe it just hitched for a second. Maybe we do need the virtualization back on. I'm going to leave the virtualization back on. I don't know. Wow, that is so weird. 48. Well, it's dropping again. Maybe high is a bad idea. Normal. Okay, that's smooth. It's dropping just a tiny bit. It's dropping just a tiny bit. One of the things I found that does work if you're having frame rate issues with this camera is to not use the AverMedia Cam Engine software. If you there's some settings in here you could try too, like if I do OpenGL, it's not going to be good, I think. Wow, okay, I broke it. Oh no, my whole computer's like... I broke it. I broke it. I broke my computer. Okay, let's end process tree. Okay, that disconnected the camera. We're gonna reopen... I'm gonna open Cam Engine in admin. Sometimes it just doesn't want to reopen until I unplug the camera and plug it back in. Oh, it opened. It did open. Okay. But look how dark and weird that looks. It doesn't look right at all. Okay, so let's double check our settings. We've got 4K. Let's take this back down to 30. Nah, it doesn't feel as smooth. We gotta go back to Vulkan. Yeah, it likes Vulkan, and I think the image quality is actually better on Vulkan. Yeah, it definitely is. Okay, so let's go into the camera. It still seems like it's stuttering a lot. I think if you want to force 4K, you have to not use Cam Engine. I think you have to not be using the Cam Engine software to really get the 4K out of this camera. But the downfall of that is the image quality. The color quality is not as good. I don't know why RGB is not available. So I'm gonna switch this. See how it's on? You got two cameras with this camera. You've got the live stream cam 513 and Cam Engine 4 virtual camera. The virtual camera allows you to use this software to like move things around, zoom, filters, face effects, which aren't working. Oh, and the frame rate. They're not even working, and the frame rate is atrocious. You know, virtual background. Let's do transparency. You know, kind of get like this. Color, blur. But then the frame rate is atrocious. So if you want to use the virtual camera software, I think you can leave this at 4K most of the time. But it might be better to drop this to 1080. If you do 60, you're going to get a softer image. See how soft that is? I don't like it. I wish there was 48 as an option in there, because it's sharp at 48 when you force it. But you're going to have to do 30. That will keep the frame rate more stable. You just have to make sure that this is not at 4K as well. You got to put this at 1080 and leave it on 30 here. No issue. Looks good. No problem. No frame drops. So if you're going to use the Cam Engine software, I have a 5900. This should not be struggling like this. I don't know what AverMedia needs to bug fix. I'm going to send them an email describing these issues and try to give them some information to try to fix this, because this only happens with the Cam Engine software. If I go into my camera settings here, and instead of using, I don't know why this keeps opening so small, but if I go over to this, so the camera's not going to work in OBS with the Cam Engine open, and ARGB won't work. So I'm going to put this on 30, and we're going to pump my camera back up to 4K. So the problem with this is now you don't get the zooming, you don't get to mess with the settings in the virtual camera software. But I'm at 4K and it's working. It's very smooth. You're not going to have, you know, we've got the desktop capture going on, you have game capture. You would just have to do all of your like tweaking of the camera position in OBS instead of the virtual camera software. The camera runs fine at 4K like this, no problem. But your framing and your camera settings cannot be pulled from the virtual camera software. It's unfortunate that it works that way. But if you want to get 4K out of this camera, another bad thing is the color. These, you only get, I don't know if you guys saw this, but you only get MJPEG when you're at 4K. If I drop this to 1080, we get UYVY, but it's a little bit washed out. You're going to need to do color correction. You're going to have to mess a lot more with OBS. And it's not like a massive difference to go from MJPEG. Actually, the MJPEG kind of looks better to me, the darker image. So you have to make a decision right now. 4K 30 and hook the camera straight into OBS. Only use OBS to mess with your camera position, size, just like how you would if you had any other camera. If you want to take advantage of the stuff that's in the virtual camera settings and you want to play with that stuff, if you want to go over to Cam Engine and get ARGB out of it, I don't know why it only comes from this direction, then you're going to want to, let me deactivate and then activate this way, so that should show up. So you have to deactivate you have to unhook the camera. You can immediately see the frame rate struggling, right? So you're going to have to make a sacrifice here and drop this to 1080, which still looks good. And you'll get a much better frame rate out of the camera. And you will get to use the settings from this. You will be able to mess with these settings. And you can use streamer.bot to execute the hotkeys. I think. We need to look into that. I may do that. We have a little bit of time. I'm going to try and give Overlink some time to show up. We may be able to get... streamer.bot. I need to look. There's so much stuff you can do with streamer.bot. I'm probably going to do that next. I want to see if we can execute hotkeys from that to execute system hotkeys. I know that sounds redundant, but the reason is because when you're running OBS as admin, if you try to execute hotkeys through a different program, and that program's not running as admin, the hotkeys are not going to execute. Or you may have trouble getting them to execute. So we need to run streamer.bot as admin. I don't want to run Cam Engine as admin because sometimes it doesn't open. When you try to open Cam Engine, sometimes it just doesn't open. So let me deactivate it. Let me see if I can... I'll set the properties on Cam Engine to always run as admin, just as a test. So run as administrator, apply, okay. We're gonna activate this now. Okay, so it came up. And let me close it. Deactivate, activate. Okay, so it doesn't see the camera because I think... Oh, there it is. It just finally hooked in. So to give it a second. Okay, so maybe running it as admin. There was an update this week. It didn't used to launch for me when I tried to launch it as admin, so maybe the update fixed that. So I would say it still looks very good at 1080p. But now as everything's running as admin, I'm going to up everything to 4K again. And we want to see... There you are! I lost... I lost my Discord. Just join voice when you're ready, Oberlinks. I'm playing with the camera now to try to figure out best ways to get the settings optimized. Because what happens is it looks good when you're just setting up the camera, but then you go to a display capture situation and you got the camera set to 4K and everything. And I want to make sure, I gotta make 100% sure. Nope, see that's 1080. So now it's officially a 4K image, and you can see it's struggling. It is struggle bus. It is struggle. But if I drop the quality doesn't go horrible if I change this back to 1080 because it's already being scaled to a 1080 canvas. It still looks like a 4K image scaled to 1080 when you set it to 1080 in OBS. As long as it's set to 4K in the original software, but the frame rate, if the frame rate is starting to struggle, that's when you have issues. And so let's help Ober. He's having these issues with this camera. Let's see if we can help Ober. Ober links out. I'm gonna unmute so you can mute the stream. Hello, Sue. Sir, I hear the stream. Hello, Sue.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, why do you sound like you're on your cell phone?
Oh, shit, am I in the wrong voice?
You know what? It's probably me actually. Talk again.
No, everything's on.
Okay. No, you're fine. I needed to take you out of my speakers. Maybe not though. You just sound better than when you first.
Hang on, I gotta put on my headset because you're kind of really low, but I don't want to turn my shit up.
I'm low because I'm on the wrong aux. There, that's better.
There you go.
I got two mics in this room that I use all the time for Discord, so you know, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
All right, hang on. Hopefully, okay, my light's all kicked on. Okay. So I've noticed, and I've uninstalled and reinstalled this camera a couple of times.
It's not that.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's not that. That's not the problem.
That's not the problem.
I have a 5900X, you know, AMD processor. I'm not even gaming. I'm only using OBS in like a chatting situation. The frame rate will drop with the wrong settings. It is not optimized properly to just run 4K solid across the board in all the settings. Okay?
All right.
So I don't know. I've been trying to play with, like I set the UAC virtualization on. I set high priority on the processor. Nothing seems to fix it. It's just hitches without the proper settings. So there is one way to run it at 4K.
Okay.
Without using, so here are your options. Okay, right now, there's two ways to hook the camera into OBS. One is the traditional way that you're used to doing, which is where you hook it in like a camera, right? Like with the C920s and with all the other cameras, like a USB camera.
Yeah.
That way, you can just like use it in OBS. The downsides of that is you don't get ARGB color space from the camera. But you can do like a better frame rate hook to the camera if you use 1080, and so there's some benefits to doing it that way. But you don't get the benefits of the virtual camera software, the actual software that lets you like frame yourself and like move things easily, the filters and all that stuff, right?
Right.
So you can either, if you look in your list in OBS, you've got the Live Streamer Cam 513. That's hooking directly into the camera. Or you can do the virtual camera. So the question, is 4K that important, or do you just want a really good image, and good color, and to be able to use the AverMedia software?
Yeah, I just want a good color. I mean, 4K doesn't matter to me.
Right, it still looks good, and you can run 4K on the camera. You just can't run it 4K in OBS.
Okay.
If you want to run it 4K in OBS, then you have to use the direct-to-camera mode. For some reason, setting OBS to 4K on the resolution is where it starts to hitch, right?
Okay.
So, but you're downscaling it most likely anyway, right? You don't have a 4K canvas in OBS.
No.
And you're streaming at 1080p. So, sending the camera 4K into the virtual camera software and then bringing that to the OBS as 1080 is actually like an okay compromise in my opinion. Now, if you want 60 frames per second, then we have to drop everything to 1080. and the camera still looks really good at 1080.
Okay.
But if you do 1080 60, the image becomes really soft.
Okay.
But if you do 1080 48, it gets sharp again. I don't know why. So
I mean, I run 1080 48.
right, but
anyway.
your camera can be 30. I mean, it's just a camera. It doesn't need to be 60. Like what? For what?
Yeah. Yeah.
For what?
That's fine. I mean, I don't do 60. My problem was it looks like it's doing some weird shit. Like it's
Okay, well, I'm gonna pull up your
running slow or
stream.
something. I don't know. It's just...
I guarantee you, it's the settings. These settings.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring you on stream. You're cool with that, right?
Yeah, I've put away all the porn. We're good.
Oh boy.
What did you expect from me? Hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Just give me a second. Hello?
Hello? Oh boy. Yeah, he muted, so now I can turn this back up. I don't know why the... There we go. Man, it is not good. It is not a Snapcam quality. Oh well. Oh man. Discord overlay. Why are you ignoring the hide usernames? Hide when not speaking. Limit speaking true. Hide names. I don't know. The Discord overlay just suddenly stopped behaving properly anymore. So, that's fun. Okay, so it still seems to be a little bit struggle bus though, if you ask me.
There we go.
Okay.
I'm back.
I see you, and I brought your stream down. So I'm still having slight frame drops. On mine.
On yours too?
Yeah.
You think it's from
Oh,
this
you know what it
last
is?
update?
It's because I had that stupid Snapcam thing going on. If you want to use these if you want to use the Snapcam filters and like the virtual background,
yeah.
it just starts to tank. It just like...
Yeah, no, I'm not even using any of that stuff. That's what's crazy.
Right? It is kind of crazy.
I just noticed it.
The skin tone filter doesn't seem to do it, but everything else does. Okay, so bring up your... let's start with OBS side. How do you have the camera hooked in right now?
It should be the virtual cam. Yeah, virtual cam.
Okay, so you got 1080 ARGB. That's all right. That's from what we set it. So
yeah,
go ahead and hit
I didn't
OK.
touch it.
So bring up the virtual cam software.
Where's it at? Come on, buddy. And
it's in the system tray. You may want to run it as... Did you update it?
I did.
Okay, run it as admin. Like, go into the shortcut and
there it goes.
Compatibility mode, run as admin.
All right. I'm gonna close it.
So, yeah, getting this thing to do what you want is just kind of a thing.
I just need... Yeah, there we go. Okay. I look like shit. I haven't taken shit.
Okay, let me see video.
Okay. On video. Boom.
Okay, advanced. Oh, why is the brightness all the way up?
I don't know. I thought that's where we
hit
had it.
Reset. Hit the little... Yeah, right there. Boop. Yeah, that's what you want. And then sharpness needs to be like maybe 15.
Look at me just touching stuff.
Yep. Okay, go to advanced.
Okay.
Okay. Auto exposure was not what we set. So
No. Yeah, it was like
Put that at 78. That's the max you want to do, otherwise the frame rate starts to drop. And then bring the gain up until you look right, like 25 or something. I think is what we had it on. You don't really want to go too high on the gain because you'll notice that's where all the noise comes from. And then so you just don't have enough light on you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But we still got choppy frame rate going on. So go to the other filter tabs. Go to the next tab. Okay, go to the next tab. Okay, that's not even turned on. Click the cog at the bottom. Yep, that's all. It's all right. Go ahead and hit done. You're good.
Okay.
So is the frame rate smoother or is it choppy on your end?
No, it's still kind of choppy.
It's choppy. Okay, right click on. Like right click on your face in the thing. Yeah,
Okay.
source settings. Okay, you have the frame rate on 10.
When did it go to 10? What the hell is that shit?
Go to the resolutions.
Okay.
Go to 4K. And then put it on 30. That I don't know how you did that.
Dude, I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you.
How
I don't
is that
even
my
care.
fault?
No, you did that.
I
You
did
did
not.
that. You put me at 10 frames.
Yeah, right.
Just accept responsibility.
Okay. I,
10 frames a second. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Yeah, you know what? The camera works a lot better. Oh, God.
you really need
Where's the lock? Where is the lock for this thing so I can just lock these settings?
It is locked. Don't change it. Don't do anything, dude. It's locked.
It's locked. What the fuck?
Let me see your OBS
Uh-oh.
settings again real quick.
Oh wow, it's working there too. It's amazing.
You just need light on your.
Yeah,
For some reason, you have no light on you. Okay, yeah, this is all right. So just leave that.
Just leave that shit alone, huh? What? I blame the cat or you. Somebody.
10 frames per second. 10 frames per second.
I love this shit, man. This is great.
10.
This is what Infinite Quality needs on their YouTube channel.
Well, you got plenty of room for quality to improve there. Start at 10 frames per second and work your way up.
I was saving the CPU. That's what I was doing. I was saving the CPU.
10 frames per
Dude,
second.
I have done so much shit. Like, I have uninstalled.
Except right click on it.
Right click.
You just
and
didn't
change
you didn't right click on it.
You know, right clicking was asking a lot from me. Oh my. Oh
Yeah,
my
now you
God.
just need light.
Yeah.
You have no
Need
light. No light on you.
Yeah, I'll work through my lighting issues. Like I said, I think of it. Steph might have gotten me some Christmas presents, lights or some shit. So I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to be digging around for it, but you
Well,
know what?
that's
It's
tomorrow.
a lot smoother now.
Yeah. Wow. It's amazing what the right settings will do.
Oh,
I don't know what you did.
I don't know.
Somehow. So let me ask you a question. Did you? What cables are you using on the camera?
Well, I have a USB 3.
You did the one that came with the camera?
Well, I have one for the camera, but then I got a braided one that was the small end on both sides.
USB-C.
Yeah, USB-C to USB-C, so I could use that. But then I noticed after the last update, it was saying the port was a 2.0.
Okay.
And I know it was a 3, so I changed it to a normal USB to C, like, you know, the big one, and then I put that in a USB 3 port.
Okay. When you use those USB-C extension cables,
Uh-huh.
they are orientative specific. So all you had to do was unplug the cable, flip the USB-C female around, and plug it back in. If it's upside down, it will default to USB 2.0.
Are you serious?
Yes. So what happened is when it saw USB-C when it saw the USB cable as 2.0, it defaulted to 1080p because the camera will still work on a 2.0 port. It just will not run 4K. So
Okay.
that's how your settings got changed. What you want to do is take a Sharpie or something, plug it in right, and mark the two cables so that you know which side. Like I put a piece of tape on mine. So
There's no way to look at it, right? And
no,
see.
no, there isn't. Um, so there might be markings on the extension, but basically what you want to do is label the cable with colored tape, or I used just a piece of like you know uh,
Yeah.
regular old tape and just put
I mean,
tape across both cables.
I'm
And
just gonna use my idiot-proof cable right now.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's working. So,
Apparently, I can't be trusted with the
but
mouse anyway. So.
USB-C has an orientation when it's on USB 3 cables. It doesn't have an
Okay.
orientation when it's C to C, but it does if you're going C to 3. And if you flip it the wrong way, the 3.0 cable will be read as a 2.0 cable. So all you have
This
to
is
do is
weird.
turn it around. Yeah. Um, it is weird. It's one of those weird things. But now you know. Uh,
I know. Yeah. Because I remember going in the firmware and it was saying you're connected to a 2.0 port. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
no, you weren't.
Well,
You just had the
yeah.
cable flipped. Yeah.
Okay.
You could have flipped the cable in the back of the camera as well. Um,
Okay.
but either way, the cable was upside down.
Oh, so it can go in upside down and that'll change it as well.
USB-C is universal. You can go either way, but the
Okay.
extender is not universal. The pathing will be read as 2.0 if you have the cable upside down when it's hooked into a USB 3.0 A. You know
Oh.
the fat USB plug?
Yeah.
That that has one orientation when you're using a USB-C extension. It only goes
Oh.
one way.
See, this is the original cable I was using. Right
Right.
here, this one. Like, this was braided. It was coming up as 2. I'm sorry. It was coming up as a
So
2.0.
that's C to C. You were plugged into a C port?
Yeah.
You were
Yeah. That's what I was originally using.
Yeah, so
And it was coming up.
you may have to you didn't have an extension on it?
No. No.
It's
It's
just C
just
to C?
yeah, to the front and it was coming up and I know that's a USB 3 port
No, it's a
on my
C. It's not a 3, it's C.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, I have a little C port on my case
It
and
was
I
reversed then for the camera. You just had to flip it.
okay.
Yeah.
So this goes in either way, and then one way it reads it as 2, and
I
another
guess
way.
it must be that, or you bought like a really bad cable.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, it's Ankler. I don't know.
I don't know. That's what I'm
Maybe I
using.
bought a 2.0 cord. I don't know. Maybe
I
I
don't
packed
know
it.
either. That seems
I don't
very
care.
strange.
I got a blue one in there now, and it's
Yeah,
yeah.
because I'm using C to C as well, and I have an extension on it. So,
Yeah. I think I have the original cable here too, but
and I'm using that to my stream computer. So I swapped the camera between computers.
yeah.
I just like swapped the cable in the back of the camera.
Oh, maybe not. This one has a white end on it. Does the original have white? Is it a white end? This
No,
one's
it's all
white.
gray.
Oh, okay. So I don't know where this one came from. Came from something. Maybe the Switch. All right, but
Now it's
dude,
fixed. Just
now it's
get some
fixed.
more light on you, and you're good.
Yeah, I feel special now. Oh, so
Getting this camera dialed in is a thing. I really wish you could just be like all the way up max all settings, and you
it'd be
just
done,
can't.
dude. That's what I'm saying. Like I told Steph the other day. I was like, I just want this shit to work.
The good
I do
news is,
problem solving all day at work. I don't want to fix my own shit at home.
well, the good news is
Yeah.
it's like the crisis of camera. You're going to be able to like use the higher quality. You're going to get more quality out of it with new computer tech years from now. So there's like it's a good investment because it's too much for current systems. I think they could optimize it though. I really think that they could do some optimizations to fix this. So hopefully they will patch more fixes into it so that we can pull, because the 4K direct into OBS works flawlessly.
That's good.
It's only when you go 4K into the virtual camera and then go 4K into OBS from there. It's like starts
It's
choking.
it does seem like the software is kind of fat. It's
Yeah,
got
but it's not.
it's
If you look at like performance, your like task manager, it's not that bad.
no, it's and that's what's kind of funny. It's only using 400 megs, but it just seems
And
it
now
just seems
my computer is like choking trying to open task manager. It's insane. 5% CPU. It's like not that much for a 4K video feed.
well, yeah, that's what
Like
I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's 5% on my CPU, and I mean, I don't got a lot going on right now anyway. So
9% of the GPU. I think it's more the GPU side, to be honest. Um,
yeah, well,
maybe
I got
something with
20.
the GPU scheduler, but run it as admin. That should help. Um,
Yeah,
and,
I did honestly, like I said, I didn't even notice. I wonder if I was in there tweaking the set. I obviously had to change that to 10 frames. I don't
something
know when.
happened. Yeah.
I mean, I know I've been. Wendy comes up here and she shoos and like steps all over the keyboard and stuff as well. That's why I said I have to take pictures all the time of all my knobs because my cat just loves running up and down my desk
Mm-hmm.
and I'm constantly playing with the
Yeah.
mixer.
Same thing. I made it really hard for my cat to walk on my soundboard now because it's just covered in monitors. There's no room for him to get up there, but he used to when it was open. He would same thing. I understand.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
yep. But we're all fixed.
I'm
Just
happy. Yeah, I can dick with the lighting. I'm not worried about it at the moment because, like I said, tomorrow's Christmas and I'll see what I got at Christmas. If
yeah,
not, I'll buy some lights. So.
yeah. Sounds
I'm
good.
not, I got a moratorium on buying shit. I bought too much stuff in this last couple of weeks. It's like, stop buying stuff, God dang it.
Oh, it's
So,
that time of year. It's hard to.
yeah,
You just keep like, oh, I'm gonna get this. Oh, I'm gonna get this
dude,
too.
I, I bought, like I said, I bought this scuff controller for the PlayStation 5, and then,
Wait, show.
like,
I missed it.
oh, it's right here, dude. This thing is amazing. This thing is
It's a
amazing.
normal PS5 controller. What is it?
Yeah, it's scuff. No, it's scuff. It's got programmable flippers in the back. It's hard to
Oh,
see.
Scuff is the brand.
Yeah, Scuff is the
For all the
brand.
controllers I have on my wall, you'd think I'd know, but I don't.
Yeah, no. Scuff it's the brand. They redo it. I think what they do is they get a shell of a PS5 controller, and then they
Mod it.
redo it and they add their stuff because
Right.
this is a programmable button. It can have 5 profiles on it, and you can program any button you want to these back triggers, and they come out too. They come off completely.
Cool.
Oh yeah, and I mean it's a game changer. That honestly, I would have saved a ton of money if I would have originally bought my PS4 with the scuff controller because I went through like 8 PS4 controllers, like
Just get an
OEM ones.
8-bit dough and be done.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at, man. But I said, you know what, Steph? I'm gonna buy a scuff controller this time, and I want to see if it goes the distance because I bought 8, and the price of 8 controllers,
I know,
I
it's
would have
insane.
saved $200 buying this. Like,
Yeah.
so I said, you know what, I'll buy it, and it's sad because I've got 4. Yeah, I got 4 PS5 controllers, and I'm the only one that plays the PS5.
Jeez.
So
I don't have any. This is a controller. I don't have a PS5, so I don't have anything.
yeah, no, I get it. It's rare, but I just got lucky. They emailed me and they said, hey, we're gonna put these on sale now, and I logged in at work and on home, and I got onto their website using their link, and I got it. Like, I got one.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, I was impressed. Like, not a lot of, they only sold like a couple 100,000. They only had a few. It shipped directly from Taiwan. They didn't even hide it. Like, they FedExed it from Taiwan.
Like from the factory.
Straight from the factory. Like, so I was
Factory
like,
direct.
they emailed me the tracking number. I clicked it, and it was like some random place in Taiwan. And I'm like, I asked Steph, I was like, does FedEx do cargo ships, or do they
The
plane?
drop shipping.
Do they? I was like running through, but it only took 3 days. It shipped on like December 6th, and I had it on December 9th.
Wow. That's
Taiwan, so I assume it had to be planes. Yeah, it sat in Alaska for a day for customs, and then that was it. Like, it was
That's the
at
only
my house.
console I don't have. I'll get one.
You'll get one, dude. They're gonna. I mean, I guess the Switches now are regularly at retailers now. The new ones and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
and then
not.
the
I just.
Xbox
It's more of a
Series
budget
S.
thing right now. I'd rather not.
Yeah, dude, they're expensive. This stuff is so expensive. I I I I worry about any of my electronics breaking right now because
Yeah,
it's
that's why I
like,
started getting into repair.
yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, dude, it's no
I
joke.
I had a Sony 7.1 receiver that's fantastic that I used forever, and now that a channel went bad on it, I had to replace some parts and it works again. So I'm like really thrilled about that.
Yeah, no, it was definitely like I told you before, I honestly would have got into electronic repair. I thought about taking electronics class, but I just shake. I know there's ways to get around it and stuff, but you
Yeah,
know,
I get nervous and shake too. So I understand.
when because you mod consoles, so you know
That's easy though. That stuff's
yeah,
easy. It's
but
the
you remember
repair
the
that's hard.
original, yeah, the original PlayStation 1.
Hmm.
I tried to mod chip that myself when I was in my teenage years, and like I realized I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work. And then
A
my
lot of
friend,
it's like having the right equipment.
right, yeah, right equipment, the right size solder needles, and all that stuff as well.
Yeah, a good
And
flux is important. Like soldering
yeah,
iron.
I outsourced that to my friend who was in electronics class. I gave him $20 to solder the chips on. So
There you go.
yep. He had fun doing it. He did it really well, and you know, I wish I could have done it because I would have made more money. But it's okay.
Yeah.
But
I don't care. I'm not trying to do it for money. I'm trying to just.
oh, I know, I know. It's a lot of it's about the fun and also trying to stretch stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna do them. I'm gonna do them so I can do giveaways and stuff too. I'm gonna, like
Oh, that's cool.
have a PlayStation 1 with an X station. Do you know what that is?
Yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah, that's the HDMI, right?
No, that's
Or-
that's the HDMI digital or something. That is unnecessary. Completely unnecessary.
Oh, okay.
You don't need it. It's nice, but it's very expensive and it's unnecessary. The PlayStation puts out an incredible video signal. You can get component cables for it
Yeah, I was gonna say.
and an upscaler. You can just get a GBSC, and that'll make it look fantastic, and a good SCART cable, and you're gonna get an incredible image out of the thing. I mean, or you can get the king of scalers and get a RetroTink 5X. But I would only do that if you're gonna get all the consoles and like want to stream all the consoles.
Okay,
You know, if
no.
you have like 3 or 4 consoles that you want to stream with, then you want to get a RetroTink. But if you're just gonna get the PlayStation, I mean, S video cables and component cables with a GBSC is enough. So and that scaler's not expensive. So
Yeah, it sounds like I remember my original PlayStation having like just straight RC, you know, the straight cables in the back. Like they didn't have any.
yeah, I have one of
proprietary
those.
shit.
Yeah, I bought one of those off of Goodwill. That's one of the ones I'm gonna mod.
Yeah,
The audiophiles really love that as a CD
yeah.
player. Like it's like an actual great CD player. But if I'm gonna mod it and not make it play CD, but apparently the audio you get out of it for the games is really good. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but
There was features built into that they never utilized. Like it was a video, it could play video CDs, and it had all these stuff. I mean, I've watched a couple of things on the PlayStation, the original one, and it was, uh, you know, it was pretty ahead of its time for what it was. It had a lot of cool technology.
yeah, I like modding old consoles and stuff. I want people to have this stuff. I think it's good. I'm gonna try and get some Dreamcasts to do the mod for, and Dreamcast is another one that looks
really?
incredible with just VGA cables and a good scaler. It's on the RetroTink 5X. The Dreamcast is incredible. Like blows my mind how good it is. PlayStation as well. Like these old consoles, you turn them on and you're like, wow, they looked this good? Like this is how good they looked? Shouldn't they look bad? The right scaler is huge. Like getting a good scaler just changes everything. So
Yeah.
even the Super Nintendo, I turned my Super Nintendo on and it just blows my mind, the image quality with I mean, I'm using like the most expensive cables you could possibly buy. And my Super Nintendo is like the best Super Nintendo with an RGB mod. So of course it's going to look good, but you don't expect it to look that good, right?
Right.
I don't know. I could show you if you want to see this stuff. It wouldn't take me long to like pop it on. But
That,
it blows my mind how good this stuff looks. Like the Wii looks soft even when it's scaled properly, and when it's not, it's like too crispy and chunky. It looks weird. It almost looks right soft. And I don't know, like it's weird to like fire up the Wii and it looks good, but then like a Super Nintendo looks amazing. It's like what?
it looks amazing.
Yeah. Or the PlayStation 1. Like I don't remember the PlayStation 1 ever looking as good as my actual PlayStation 1 with good cables on a good scaler is incredible.
That's crazy.
Like I was playing Metal Gear Solid and I'm like, God, this is crazy. This is so good. I can't believe how good this is. Just wasn't even like enjoying playing the game. I was enjoying looking at the game.
Looking at it.
Just like a fireworks show or a train wreck that you can't not look at. A train wreck's a bad way to describe it though, because it's freaking beautiful.
It looks really nice.
Yeah. PlayStation 2 looks ugly. It's weird, but because it's an interlace signal, even with a good scaler, you can only get so much out of it. The PlayStation 2, it's okay, but compared to like, especially the PS1 and the Dreamcast, it's kind of ugly. So yeah, interlace signals, even when they're de-interlaced really well, you can get them to look good, but to me, it's still like I like it like as crispy, clear image quality as you can get, and just every interlaced signal on the planet is garbage. Super garbage. But the RetroTink 5X does do an amazing job. It should. It's like a $300 scaler, right? So you'd hope it's good.
Yeah, you'd hope to get some mileage out of it.
It is. It's incredible. The last firmware update is mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. My Dreamcast is incredible looking.
It's so funny because I saw your tweet about the audio thing, and I was like, I think Sonny wants me to buy some more sound cards.
Oh yeah, this little guy, this thing.
Yeah.
This thing is awesome, dude. I just added so much more stuff to my soundboard, and I have open ports. My soundboard was full. I had no open ports. This gave me open ports back, and I just put like stuff that's only gonna run one at a time, like game sound, music. If I want to turn game sound up, I just turn it up here, and if I want to turn music up, I turn it up here. Super easy. It's crazy. This thing, I can't. I was really shocked. I'm like, I got like a gift card. I had like $40 or something, so I was like, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna see if this is any good, and it is.
And it didn't add any electronic noise or anything like that, huh?
You still need ground loop isolators and stuff, but actually it made my matrix audio better because my matrix audio, it's direct in my soundboard, is too hot, and even with the channel muted and off, the neighboring channel, you can still hear it. Like, I'd have to turn the channel all the way up, but I'm like, wow, it's bleeding over. Like, I don't want that. I want like full, clear, crispy, no bleed. So
yeah.
This thing steps the impedance down to 1,000. So I think it fixes the audio extractor being too hot. It seems too quiet now compared to the soundboard, but it fixes my bleed issue. So it's nice. It's worth doing. So, and it gives me, a fourth input. I got my stream computer audio on this, and I have an open. What I needed was an open channel so that when I do my live music, I use my, like 8-track mixer for the extra mics for when I'm singing, but then I also use that when I'm producing music as my audio output interface. so my soundboard, I kept having to like tweak the channel for like live sound and then go back to the okay, I'm gonna go mix, and so I have to like remove the EQ because live microphones you want to EQ and like have compression and stuff, but then for
Mhm.
mixing I don't want any of that stuff applied to the channels. So I needed to open a channel up on my board that has nothing on it, right? So that I can
Right.
just and then I just move the cables over,
You just move it on in
and
there,
we're good.
and there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a channel plug in over here when I'm doing live music, and then I move them over to probably the one that has no EQ and no settings at all, just like the straight aux in, and that way I'm getting like the most direct audio signal I possibly can for mixing, and we're good. So this thing really, I can't believe how good it is. Like just like a little passive mixer. That's all.
Yeah, I didn't even see the price. How much is it?
I don't remember how much I paid actually. Um, it's like between $20 and $30, I think. It has to
Really?
have been because I only spent.
Yeah, you said you had a $40 gift card, so I assumed it was
I
gonna be a
bought
little bit
cables
more.
and stuff. Yeah, I
Okay.
bought like adapters. I bought like female RCA to headphones. So it's $29.99.
Okay.
And then I bought two little adapters so that I could plug RCA cables into it for $8.
Okay.
And I bought some RCA to headphones so that I could have some extra cable. I always need extra RCA to headphone cables for my soundboard. So
Yeah.
um, I probably need. And then the Matrix is just headphone to headphone. I do have a ground loop isolator on it, but so you could plug headphone. You just use a straight up headphone to headphone cable, aux style cable.
Aux style with
Yeah,
the
to go
ground
straight
isolator.
in. You don't always need a ground loop isolator, especially if it's something quick. Like if I wanted to, if you have a tablet or a phone or laptop with a headphone jack, and you just wanted to go in real quick to
Yeah.
as an extra audio source for whatever reason, then it you can do it without. It's just that I hate like finding the noise. I want to be able to turn everything up to an unreasonable volume and be like, nothing. There's no noise.
Nothing.
That's what I
Right.
want.
Well, yeah, that's I honestly I have a couple of extra ground loops because of that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. They're always good to have. And it's like I bought extra. I sent one to Snazzy, and now I don't have any extra, and I'm like, dang, I gotta buy more now. I'm like, I could buy all
well,
these extra.
I was mad because the other day we were rerunning the cables and I couldn't find it. And I told Steph, I was like, I ran the Amazon history. I have 6 of these things and I'm only using 4. I should have 2 laying around. And and I was getting all mad and I ordered one. And then sure enough, I found a box. It was in my desk drawer and they were sitting in there.
Let me switch this over. I'll show you this since you're here anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Can I do it? I can. Okay. So let's go over here. Input. Oh, I have a preset actually.
Oh wow.
So this is the load profile 9, and then Dreamcast comes up. Why is my controller not connecting? Of course. Let's let those sync so I can actually show you. But this is a Dreamcast with a GDMU in it. It allows you to put your games on SD card.
Oh wow.
So you take out the optical drive and you just slap this in. There we go. That took forever, but so and I have this these little wireless adapters on the front of the Dreamcast, so I can use an 8-bit DO controller. So if you're watching the stream or whatever, you can see.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I see
I
that.
love this little controller. It's like a little flat. It's got 2 analog sticks. The Dreamcast only had one shoulder button, so like the fact that this has like a weird split, like here's one and here's another, doesn't bother me at all, right? So,
Right.
what did you ever play Dreamcast?
I have it, and I only played a couple of games for it, which is kind of weird.
I think, like I'm gonna launch Soul Calibur launch game, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I had Soul Calibur. I got a couple of them. I don't have some of the classics like Crazy Taxi or anything like that.
So
I honestly don't know where my Dreamcast is. I should probably go to my parents' house and go find it.
let me change over to like just straight up the capture card. So
Namco.
it blows my mind how good.
Yeah, that picture looks amazing.
It's crazy.
That is a nice picture.
If I were, there's also like filters, right? So I can set like a smoothing filter. I don't like it. I like seeing like the pixels. It's crazy how good.
I mean, it does. That looks like a really crisp. Looks like a really crisp.
So I'll just go into like practice.
Welcome back to
Stare
the
at the models.
stage of history. Mitsurugi
Oh, I've got
versus
too much going on the stream with the capture.
versus
There we go.
It does look good.
Like, incredible.
Yeah, dude, shout out, man.
This is original Dreamcast. It's not emulated or anything. And if
Yeah,
I wanted to, I could apply like filters through the retro thing.
it looks really nice.
Let's do. Nope.
Do I want a present? How many do I have?
Here's what we want. Smooth.
No, I'll be okay.
Smoothing filter. So that kind of anti-aliases it a little bit.
Yeah. I see.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, they still managed to pull off a butt, like, on the female character.
We can do
It's not triangles.
scan lines.
So you can add scan
They're just
lines
too
in with, like-
small on
Yeah.
this kind of content. They look really good on 240p content, but 480p content, it's just not.
Yeah.
I like the crispiness of like the original pixels, like how it looks originally. I mean, this is actual Dreamcast. This is a launch game on the Dreamcast too. It's crazy. A lot of low end in the audio. I'm not sure why. So yeah, you can get a lot out of these old consoles with the right equipment for sure.
Yeah, you can definitely stretch it. It's kind of cool. The kind of
It's-
stuff that they do.
You don't need to emulate, and that can be a nightmare for a streamer.
Yeah, no, yeah, because you know, I've dabbled. I dabble once in a while. You know, I don't. It's not my prime thing to do anyway, but
You can end up with like completely the wrong settings, the wrong look.
yeah,
Just,
yeah. I mean, we worked together on the. I could not believe the color difference we changed in that one core. Like, Jesus, it wasn't even close.
Right?
Crazy, man.
Alright, one more. I'll show you how crazy this is. Just have to put it on the SNES. Hold on. Load profile. Default. So let's do yeah, I gotta leave it at 1080, that's fine. Okay. So now, Metroid, everyone's favorite, right?
Absolutely. I love Super Metroid.
Who doesn't?
Heretic.
Original Super Nintendo. It is modded for RGB, but it says very simple mod. And I'm using HD Retrovision component cables, which are expensive, like almost the cost of the console.
Itself.
Yeah, like I got the console for like 110, I think. The mod was like $30, 25, $30. I don't remember. And the cables were $80. So, and the RetroTink's 300. So it's also, you also need a good scaler. But I mean, look at this.
Dude, that looks beautiful.
Insane. On my TV, on my 65-inch TV, it blows my mind every single time. And this is the content where scan lines actually do a lot. But first I want to put the proper scaling, SNES scaling, interpolation, and then now if we use scan lines to emulate a CRT look, I mean, that looks like a CRT already.
Yeah. That's so cool.
There's no way to stream scan lines outside of this that I can think of.
That's so cool.
I mean, if you'd have to blow this up to really like get in there and see what we're looking at, but
It looks great.
I could just blow it up on stream too, of course. Look at those scan lines.
Those are dude, it looks really nice.
My favorite though, even though they don't do that much, is the LCD scan lines. I don't know why, but I like the pixels. Right?
Take a look here. That's kind of cool.
Perm. Actually, they seem like they're offset for some reason.
Looks good.
They are offset.
Looks good to me. I would know. I'm not a video file, audio file, so I mean, it looks nice to me. So it doesn't take much to impress me. So
I think I would need to put it on 1080p under. Or over, actually. There we go. So we get a true 5x scale, and then each pixel has like a nice box around it. I really like the LCD pixels for some reason. I don't know why.
yeah, it looks pretty cool actually.
This is kind of what we did when you were doing Metroid, but it was the Game Boy Advance version.
Yeah.
It gives it a really nice look.
Yeah.
But all the scan lines have some kind of impressive feature, like make the image look really nice. But even with them off, I mean this is an original Super Nintendo. Like this is not
Yeah, it's
emulated.
not emulated. It's not emulated. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I may have to play with that, but.
Wow. Looks good though. Honestly, shout out to you.
Yeah,
Thank
I love turning on my Super Nintendo and being like, wow, that's crazy.
I honestly, I keep thinking to myself, I went and got my Sega Genesis and everything, but I'm still missing my Dreamcast and my NES.
Mm,
I don't.
I have
The
an
NES is touchy subject.
Why?
I think my brother might try to claim on that one. So
Really?
yeah, we have like over 100 and some carts, and I mean these are original carts, like not us buying them. But this is what we had as kids. We never got rid of them, so we have like 110 NES stuff. We got some pretty good ones in there too.
Huh.
But yeah, I was gonna get the Nintendo, but
I have an. Look, if you want a replacement NES,
yeah,
AVS. Especially as a streamer, or just get a Mister, dude.
get a miss. I know.
Just get a Mister and be done with it.
I know.
The AVS is
Well,
like the same price. You know, I have an AVS and a Mister. You should only get the AVS if you want to be able to play those old carts, like actually put the carts in.
Put the carts in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm redundant. I have an AVS with an FX Pack Pro in it, which is like or the EverDrive or whatever. The FX Pack Pro is in the SNES. I have an EverDrive in the NES. So if I launch the AVS, it's basically like launching the Mister. I have an original Nintendo, but the problem is it's not modded. It's just an original Nintendo with composite video. And I can get it to look really good, but man, it does not look that good. Composite video. What the RetroTink 5X can do to make it look better is nice, but it is not that nice.
Not that nice.
It's not that nice. There's just all this flicker and it's not great. In the composite video, there's only so far you can push that. The AVS, putting an original cartridge in and starting it up, you're gonna have this. It's just like a Nintendo at that point, but it has an HDMI out. It has a 720p signal, right? So the AVS is cool, but it's expensive. And the Mister it's got a PlayStation 1 core that's being developed. It's got a Sega Saturn core that's being developed.
Yeah, they're gonna add more to it, right?
That alone is enough for me to be like, get a Mister. Get a Mister for the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation 1. And then you also get Neo Geo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Sega CD. 32X isn't developed yet, but somebody could make it. They're working on arcade. They have like all the CPS2 arcades done. We're going to get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade, the Konami arcade games. We're going to get they're working on CPS3, so Street Fighter 3. Is that what it is?
Which one? Street Fighter 3?
Yeah, Street Fighter 3. The CPS3 board is like, it's Street Fighter 3. I don't think we're going to be able to push it beyond CPS3, but tons of arcade. Like all the old arcade machines are being ported over to Mister. It's incredible. Like Mister is just the coolest like little device for streaming retro games and arcade games and the PC side is also fun too if you like want to Polybus on Mister FPGA Polybus.
Oh, I have to dip out. I've got people heading over.
Well, that's
here.
fine. I'm gonna call it here soon too. But I'm gonna. Is there?
Thank you so much for the video.
I'm glad that your camera's working now. So good luck.
Yeah, it's.
Don't set it to 10 frames per second.
Second next time, dude. Don't set it to 10 frames. We'll keep that between the two of us, okay? All right. I'll see you later, Sonny.
Alright, dude.
Bye.
I spilled water on my looper pedal, which means I have to blast it with air
Oh.
immediately because it's like mineral waters. Give me. Hang out for a second, Perm. I'm just gonna clean this as we hang out here. I can just pop it open. So yeah, trick question. Polybus never existed. It's an urban myth. Oh, you tricked me. There's so many old computers I would never have like known. So right now I'm going to disassemble. See if you guys can. I'll give you a better look of this. I spilled. Oh, you don't. You're not gonna get a better look. Sad. Well, so this looper pedal, my water bottle was not closed all the way, and leaked water. All over the pedal. Thankfully, it's the cheap pedal. The Nano Attack is fine. It doesn't seem like it's wet. We'll test. I need the right bits here. Sorry about that. No, that's too big. Maybe you. So I'll just do this. Screw it. So let's see if we can get inside this and make sure it's not wet inside. And I'll just swab down the board with some rubbing alcohol. Computers learn to love water, please. Okay, thanks. Right? Let's see if, what needs to come off here. Well, there's like water coming out of it, so I'm glad I'm opening it. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, it's all wet. So we're going to clean it. With the best electronic cleaners on the planet. Q-tips. So, how to save your electronics. Rubbing alcohol now. Now, because we don't want any issues down the line. Generous amount. So the rubbing alcohol will kind of mix in with the water that was spilled on there, and when I'm gonna blast it with air, right? Luckily, this is a cheap pedal, so I could replace it. I wouldn't be surprised if it has problems down the line because of this. But this is the loud boy, Metrovac. This is a Metrovac. Blast it with air. Well, it'll help free up the minerals in the lemon juice. Break it down, and then the air will blast blasting the air through, and that's going to help evaporate some of that stuff because it's broken down. We just don't want it to degrade and fall apart over time. Corrode. Especially under these surface mount components. Okay. That's a good start. So there's, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a bunch of liquid on this. So, rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol is good. It's 90%. It says 70% on the bottle, but it's actually 90. It'll help the water evaporate. It'll mix in. Okay, that should be good. Now we gotta put it all back together. Okay, so I got the cap back on here, and I don't know where that one went. Doesn't really make sense. I mean, I guess it does, but it's kind of loose, so I don't know. Let's see, is there any more liquid? Yes. We're not free of liquid yet. Maybe we should see if there's a bottom to this. If we need to pull off the bottom. There is. So let's open the bottom just to be sure there's no liquid hiding underneath. How long are these screws? Very long. So you got to pull up this rubber pad. How interested are you in doing retro gaming? Okay, that's gonna strip. I don't know if I'm too small or too big. It feels like it's too big. Nope. It should have been the right size. Man, these screws are so in there. Shoot, I may have to leave. That one's not going to come out. I wonder if I can get it open just enough to check if there's liquid. Holy crap, these are in there well. I'll buy another one of these pedals if I have to. Depends on the game. There's so many games. Yeah, money. What was your favorite console, though? I wonder if I can get it open enough to look. Or at least get some air in there. Let's try it one more time. This screw is stripped immediately. Ah. Okay, I can get a flathead, I think, and get it out. Yep. Okay, take the bottom off. Yep, there's some moisture right here. On the bottom. Rubbing alcohol. Yeah, there's some moisture on some of these components. Okay. It's pretty well dry. Now let's do the same inside here. Try and just get some rubbing alcohol going. Before I power this thing, we want to make sure there's no moisture or water creeping around anywhere. Beautiful. Gotta blast it with the air. You had an NES, PS2. That's it? No PS1, no Nintendo 64. Wow. Super Nintendo. Okay, I think we can put it back together now. I think. I hope. Worst part about fixing things is taking it apart and putting it back together. Okay, these are not really tapped like plastic, so I can just screw them in. Yeesh. I'm gonna shove it through that way. Hopefully I never have to open this ever again. There we go. Yeah, they are tapped, so I gotta... The trick is, especially with old consoles, there's threading in the screw. So you don't want to just screw it right in. You want the threading to line up and match. Wow, this like sticky stuff's getting all over the... Dissolve it with the rubbing alcohol. This adhesive got all over the flathead screw. So the threads on old consoles, like they're plastic. The screws went in and they created a threading. This is similar. They machined these screws into the metal, and you don't want to just screw it in, like screw it straight in. There it is. You gotta get the threads lined up on the screw and the place. So what you do is you put the screw in, and then you reverse until it kind of like settles in place. You'll feel like a little click, and then you can start screwing in. Sometimes the screw will like fall in a little bit, or like jump up and then fall in. You got to just try to feel for that, and then you can screw it in. Otherwise, you're gonna strip the threads on the screw or in the threading inside. Sometimes you can hear like a click. So if I back, yeah, it's too quiet. I can hear it though. I don't want to blast my microphone any louder than that. You'll feel it. You'll definitely feel it, and then you can screw it in. So do not just force a screw in. The threading should line up, especially on plastic. This is metal, so it would have been a little bit okay, but I would have stripped the threading on the screw to try and force it. So like you can feel it's not right because you'll try to turn it and there'll be resistance on the screw. This one was louder, the click. Click. So maybe I can show you guys on this one. Turn it backwards. Whoop. Turn it backwards. There. See that? It's very loud. That you want that. You'll feel it. It means the threads are lined up. And now it'll go in really smoothly. No resistance on the screw. That's real important. Okay. I hope this works. Let's put the button, the switch back in place. Put that down. I'm pretty sure this one went here. I don't know why it would go there. Whatever. I'm going to put this guy. So we're going to put this all back together. And we'll test it to make sure it's not busted. I mean, I doubt just a little spill of water would instantly break it, but over time is where the danger is. There was some water on this still. Okay. This Metrovac is like the best thing, dude. So good. Let me see. It would make more sense to put this. I can't get this off. Dun, 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 dun. This makes more sense here. I think that's where it goes. Okay. Yeah, that's where it goes. Screw this down. I think finger tight should be enough. Okay. Click. Click. Now we can put the screws back in. Wow, this was such a mess. Just because I spilled a little bit of water. Metrovac. Same thing here, probably. Yep. Click. Click. Now I can go in. So you gotta feel and listen to that click. Always back your screws out, even if you're not sure what kind of threading it is or how the screws have been tapped. You always want to back the screw up and try to see if the threading will just match up. You don't want to force the screw, and especially on older consoles. And if you feel resistance when you're going in, the threads are probably not lined up. If it suddenly becomes like you need a little tiny bit more force than the initial turns, then the threading's not really lined up. So sometimes you get lucky. I just got lucky. It went kind of right in. All right, so there's actually some liquid in here. I mean, there's so much liquid. It's crazy. Metrovec, so good. I would have gone through like 2 cans of air already, just messing with this one pedal, and that would have been like, $5-10, depending on where you go to get your cans of air, and then it's such a waste. I would go through so much air, cans of air. It's nuts. I just need to test real quick to make sure. Nothing blew up. It turns on. What happened here? I just wish there was a better way to do the cable management with this, to be honest. Okay. So, I just want to make sure. Give me a minute. Not got a good sound. We may be unlucky. We may be incredibly unlucky. It works! We got lucky. I thought it wasn't working because the this heavy, they have a heavy distortion pedal down here. It was on. It shouldn't have been. I think I still need to blast the Nano Attack just to be safe. At least it doesn't seem like any moisture would have gotten in there, but I just want to be safe. This is a very expensive pedal. This Nano Attack pedal is my most expensive pedal, so this one is easy to take apart, so just want to make sure there's no, might as well just be 100% sure that there's no moisture hanging out the bottom. There's actually settings underneath the pedal that you can access, so I've been in here before. And it has a nice lip on it. On the metal, on the bottom of the pedal here, just like a nice little ridge. So even if moisture did kind of like try to get its way in there, it didn't. We are very good. So yeah, there's like these little pots you can adjust some settings for. That's where some of the paint came off. This is a very good pedal. This is the like metal pedal. This is the pedal that makes my amp sound. It's an orange amp. It's a good amp, but this is the pedal that gets the tone, the metal tone you're always looking for. So it's good. I can get all kinds of tone out of my setup, so that's good. But yeah, don't spill water on your stuff. Like me, don't do it. Oh, it's paint. Hope it's not leaded. Okay. I believe my setup is good. The water stayed away from the rest of the stuff. What about old computers, Perm? Or everybody? You guys, what's the like ancient computers you guys use? That's one of my favorite things about the Mister is being able to power like an old Apple II, and you can get some real retro stuff going on that way. Like that's why I like the Mister. I don't know, maybe we had some crossover there. Check. The Mister allows me to launch DOS games like on DOS, in DOS, not emulated, like actual. It's running DOS, like a computer. It's like a 486. It's emulating a 486 computer through hardware emulation. it's not software emulations. So where'd my mouse go? Capture card, just no sound. Oh, sorry. The Mister, this bad boy. The reason I like it so much, one of the reasons I like it so much is it's not just arcade. We got computer cores. This is actually the reason I bought it. I have the old consoles. This and the Neo Geo. I wanted to be able to do a Neo Geo. And then I learned about they started doing arcade games. What time is it? Okay, got a little bit. So here we've got all these DOS games. All these DOS games. You can install your own games. Like Earthworm Jim 1995. I don't even know. I've never even run this before. Let's see. Start. What do we got? Signal drop. Okay, no, this is fine. It says I can't find the CD. Something about my hard drive setup. So what we need to do is actually just go into the CD. Earthworm Jim, put the CD in, and it'll run. I don't know. DOS has always been finicky, so who knows? So some video cards cannot display custom resolution. Select 2 if you experience this problem. Otherwise 1. Let's do 1. Here we go. Earthworm Jim on DOS. This is one of the major reasons I wanted to get a Mister, was to be able to play like actual DOS games. So do we have sound though? DOS games, you never know. Could be no sound until you get in the game. There's all these dropouts. I need to figure out a way to fix that. Oh, there is sound. There's just no... There's no music because it's not accessing the CD for music properly. I'm sure that's coming in the future. We got jump.
Ow! Ouch!
This is hard to play with the keyboard. Anyway. Yeah. And we could reboot. And the other great part is you can set up a Raspberry Pi to emulate a Roland MIDI, like an actual Roland MIDI. So if I go into Doom, I can actually I gotta set it to original Doom. I can do Sound Canvas, which is what you would select if you were hooked up to an actual MIDI controller. And now the audio is going to be rendered by this external Raspberry Pi emulating the Roland. So if I go in, new game, the music is coming from an actual MIDI emulator that very accurately emulates what it's like to have an actual Roland MIDI controller running it. And it's on a DOS PC. It's crazy. What button is go in? Go in. I don't know what button go in is. Oh, I don't know how to open the door. Oh well. And so there's also Apple II, Commodore 64. If I load Commodore 64, I don't even remember how to use the Commodore 64. I did a bunch when I was a kid at summer camps and stuff. I guess I would have to load, like, mount some kind of game for the Commodore 64. How about Ace Air Combat? Oh no, I guess I need to do it from this way. See, I don't even know. Ace. Nope. I wonder why I have these games I downloaded may not even work. Adam's Family. So I may have to download a proper like pack for the games. Sad. But it is a Commodore 64. I just can't launch anything. One of the computer cores that I'm most excited about is this. Oh, why do I have two? This one looks like it's from this month. X6800. This was a computer that only came out in Japan, and it ran arcade games like incredibly well. And like, let's see. And it also uses the MIDI, the Raspberry Pi MIDI system. So let's see. I think I need to do this. So action. No. Action. Wait, Castlevania. It wouldn't be Castlevania. It's called something else. Was it D? Yeah, I think it was this one. And how do we load you? Load? No, this isn't working. F. This is like an F key, I think. No. Press finish when done. Finish. I started pairing Bluetooth device on the Mister, and I don't know how to stop it. I think I can just push the button on the Mister. I don't know how to run Castlevania. It's the arcade, like, it's like as close as you can get to like arcade port, I think. I wonder if I can't use the newest one. I know my old one will work. It's a Japanese computer, so I don't know how to use it. I thought if I just load... Maybe I have to load it this way. See. I think this is it. Looks like it's doing something this time. Yeah, there we go. It's an old computer, so be patient. Capcom. Oh, this is not Castlevania. This is Ghouls and Ghosts. Ghouls and goblins. I don't know if I have keys set for this. I know I have the controller set up. Let me just grab the controller. Wah! This is the fun stuff about the Mister. Right here. Okay, so the MT32 Pi is here. Yes. I don't know how to... It may not be compatible with every game. So let's reset. What was the Japanese version of Castlevania? Oh, no. Okay, so it was the HDF. I thought it was... Fantasy Zone's on here. Oh boy, it's gonna keep loading Ghosts and Goblins until I figure this out. I wish I remembered the name of it. Okay, I'll just look it up real fast. Ah, it does start with an A. It's Akumajo Dracula. There it is. I should have just known by Dracula, right? Whoops. This version of Castlevania is insane. It's so hard. Okay, this one will use the MT32 Pi, so we'll get the MIDI. That sexy MIDI sound. Which button is going to let me in? Ah, yes. Here we go. Stage 10. Well, that's fine. How am I supposed to do this? Can't even aim. Oh, this game is so hard. Right? Oh! Dang it! I know, but I have to dodge him the whole time. I can't whip upwards. Ah. There, finally. But like all my health is already gone. Damn it! It's so hard. This game's so hard. I need like health after. I'm also playing it in the OBS preview, so timing is not going to be 100% accurate, and I've got a wireless controller, so I've got a little bit of input latency to deal with. Oh yeah, candeo. Okay, baby. I'm sorry. Yeah, patience is a virtue. Anyway, I don't know why there's previous saved games in these, but it's time for me to eat dinner. And yeah, Mister is awesome because it's got full-on DOS. You can even run Windows, like Windows 3.1 runs pretty well, and you can run Windows. You could run Windows 98. It's just not gonna run very well. Windows 95 as well, not gonna run very well. It will run, but it's gonna be like really slow. And the arcade's probably like a huge seller for me. Like there's some arcade games in here that are like probably some of my favorite games like ever made. Alien vs Predator. Whoo! If you haven't played this game, it's not a long game. There's a lot of ways to play this game. I like the original arcade version best personally. This game. Why? I have the beta file. Why does this say that? How many times do I have to download this thing? I must have old ROMs on here that are not matching up with... Organize. Maybe in here? I don't know what's going on with my beta access. I even support. Why? I think I have to get rid of these files and re-download. The funny thing is the other cores don't... They don't freak out like this. Why? Let's do alternatives. Even these are even supposed to be like released now. They're not even beta files like anymore. Let's try the US one. Nope, still has the warning. I don't know. I gotta ask them in the Discord what's going up with that, because unless my beta file, no, because these files are not beta anymore. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Like if I do Marvel vs. Capcom, are you gonna freak out too? I wonder. It could have been I just did the updater. Maybe something went wrong. Nope, that one has it too. But Street Fighter Alpha doesn't have it. Well, it didn't yesterday when I ran it. Street Fighter Alpha. This is 2.
Capcom presents.
Puzzle Fighter had it last time I checked though. So this is Alpha 3. Oh. Why is that in the list? I don't know what's going on with these Otego beta cores. Half of them are asking me for the they're all asking for the beta file now. I can FTP in and put it in there like very quickly. I thought these were released now though. Well, these are not supposed to be work in progress anymore, I don't think. Data files.
Street Fighter Alpha.
Download it again. The nice thing is you can just FTP right into the Mister. So, Mr. Wire? Media. Just goes in games, right? Games mode. Fat.
Street
Games.
Fighter Alpha.
Give it a sec. MAME. Beta.bin is in here, but the whole zip file is not. Maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe because it's unzipped.
Street Fighter
Do
Alpha.
not unzip. No, it says it's in there. Overwrite. Beta.zip. Why you be this way, mister? Reboot. Yeah, there's some tinkering with this device, that's for sure. But, I mean, this is just because these are for patron only kind of thing. You know, I should be able to just theoretically, once the cores... I thought they were fully released, but you should be able to just launch the game. If this still gives me the error, yeah, it is. Something else is wrong. I don't know. I'll have to ask. These files must be old or something. I'm not really sure where like the actual arcade. No, that's the offset. Organized collections. Core. I don't see CPS 2. Dang it. How's this organized? So these must be just old cores or something. I need to figure out. I'm gonna message him. I'll figure that out. But I wonder if all of the. I'll ask in the Patreon and be like, half of my cores are asking for the beta file, even though it's in there. They're all asking for the beta file now. All cores and MRA files in a single zip. That may be what I have to do, is replace the cores. This is a cool little device. So, yep. I hope you guys, if you guys need help with anything, obviously, if you're an IQ member, go ahead and pop in the Discord and ask for help. Hope everybody has a good Christmas. And I'll be back. The podcast, IQ podcast, will be next Wednesday. And Monday there'll be a new YouTube video. So, yep. If you guys have any suggestions for things that we could we can work on for the community, please drop it in the suggestions channel in the Discord. And if you're interested in joining IQ, you can always visit InfiniteQuality.live. If you're a Twitch affiliate, you can join our community. Or you can apply to join. And don't apply if you're not following Twitch TOS, and if you don't feel like you're going to be able to contribute much. Yeah, for sure. Movie nights are definitely available for us to. We have a Discord for running movie nights, so we can figure that out. We got to start doing that next year. Maybe Wednesday nights after the podcast, maybe doing like a general watching, hanging out kind of thing in that Discord. So we'll figure all that out. You guys can always message me if you're in the IQ Discord. Just that's fine. I get a lot of messages, so yeah. I mean, you guys want to do movies? Let me know. I'll make you guys the host. But you know, I have it set up to be able to stream like 1440p, 4K movies downscaled to 1440p. So most of the time, if I'm around and I can host it, you guys should let me do it so that we can get that like really high quality. I've got crazy setup where I can stream Dolby Vision and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. You guys are always free to host your own and do your own screen shares and stuff like that for the movie nights if you want. Yeah, I'll stream the movie if I'm available. It's better that way because I've got a crazy setup for it. I do 4K. I have a 4K capture card, and I do it from my Xbox Series X or Chromecast if it's something that's on a platform that's not available on the Series X, like Viki. There's a lot of shows on Viki and movies and stuff that that's not available on the Xbox, so I use a Chromecast for that. So yeah, I stream at 1440p. It's 4K capture downscaled to 1440p, so it looks really good. And it's HDR or Dolby Vision, which is then I use a LUT, to get it back to SDR, but it still looks better than with just SDR, straight up SDR. It does look better. So, and I've got access to pretty much all the platforms already. So, if it's on Disney Plus or if it's on, I even have Viki. So, I've got access to probably a lot more platforms than you guys are used to having access to. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, obviously, and all that business. So if it's on an obscure platform, that could be a thing. So we'll figure that out. Yeah, I like a lot of movies that are not always available everywhere either. So it'd be cool for us to watch some of those films, though, because it can be really good. Like Amores Perros is very good. Even there's a lot of movies I think a lot of people have seen up to this point that that we watched back in the day that people Memento's great. It's not on a platform. Are you 100% sure it's nowhere? That's the question. If it's literally nowhere for streaming, that's we're probably going to run into an issue with that. So anyway, well, do some Googling and see if you can find it anywhere. If it's anywhere, even like as a rental, maybe that would be fine. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go have dinner. I'm getting hungry, and I hope you guys have a very, very good evening. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope that your streams go well and that we all have a really good 2022. So, but I'll see you next week before we get to 2022. And as always, I'm available through the Discord and in the IQ community. So if you guys need help, do that. Check the YouTube channel. The YouTube videos have a lot of good content, and a lot of non-IQ members are getting stuff out of those videos. So hope IQ members start watching the YouTube videos. And yeah, we'll see you for the podcast on Wednesday, and next Friday I'll be back to hang out and discuss and help fix things. So if you guys need any help and you're not in IQ, just come back next Friday and we'll do all this business. So that's it. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Say bye.